Hello and welcome to Kickstarter Last Right. Time to give these last rites to these Kickstarters and help them launch off. This is issue 3, Globalists, Villains, and a Hitwoman. For Kickstarter Talk reveals what's hot on Kickstarter and which projects are worth backing, not from our opinion, but from your own. We look at all the trailers of the Kickstarter and leave it for you to decide what Kickstarter is worth backing. Find the whole list here this week in Indie Comics. Kickstarters, time is about to run, but for these Kickstarters, time is about to run out. These Kickstarters had their shine on Kickstart. To support these amazing projects as the Kickstarter sun sets on them. So obviously, I just want to reword that a little bit. We're changing some format stuff. We changed some wording today, so it's all good. Normally, we would go through this entire list, which takes a little bit of scrolling effort. We're going to go try a new format tonight. We're going to be doing Kickstarter Last Rites like we do the show every night for those who watch WSN News directly in our site. This is exciting because I'm hoping it will help not scroll as much and give you a deeper meaning while you're looking at the screen. So we're going to try this today. Supporting Kickstarter only takes a single dollar. $1 show support, attracts attention, help funds projects, support indie creators, and help create worlds. And I apologize for the raspy voice. I had a great time at Paradise City Comic-Con yesterday, so my voice is a little, I was there all 3 days, and my voice is a little sore for all the talking I did, because I met some amazing people and had some amazing conversations. So I apologize for the even more than normal growly voice. So this week on the show, we're going to be featuring Metzger's and Pazlocks presents Villain #2, Noir Edition. This is the Noir edition of the Pulp Fiction comic about a retired villain trying to turn a new page while the deck is stacked against him. This ends in just 2 days. So act now. We're going to look at it more in just a minute. The Globalists, superhumans, now control the UN and with it the world. This ends in just 5 days. We're going to check out what makes this fantastic. We're going to take a look at Victoria Black, who is the world's most dangerous assassin, as she protects her family from the organization from which she once worked. We're going to check that out. But before we go on, I want to talk about this amazing book I found out about by Madeline Halim-Rosing and Christy Shin, who illustrated it. It's a book about Kickstarters created by one of our own, an indie comic book creator. It's a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding. So it really is fantastic. I've heard some great things about it. I'm going to wind up putting it on my panel as they do it throughout the year, talking about people who want it. I mentioned it at my panel yesterday. It's even going to be put on my handout. I only got told about it, of course, after I printed my first 100 handouts. So I might even put it on a sticker for people to look up. I'm trying to figure that out right now, how to get it on there. But my handwriting's horrible, but I suggest that you guys go to Amazon today and secure your copy now. So we're going to start off today with Metzger and Pazlock, Amazing Villain #2, Noir Edition. Now I know what you guys are thinking. One more time. Let's take another look. All right, guys, let's get into this. Let's see what makes this particular project so awesome. And I got to admit, there's a lot to that question that we're going to get to answer in just a few seconds. I'm just turning down, I was doing a volume check while the video was on, make sure everything was good on our end. You guys were listening to something. So here it is, Villain. I did a review for the first book. The first book was fantastic. I love the story, but it had a two-sided story arc where we followed the villain and the vigilante that's kind of given our main character a lot of shit. Our main character, of course, is Gil Grimes. He was a former costume villain, criminal, supervillain, and now it looks like he's going to be going back to that life in this second book. I've got to say, I'm a fan. I'm hugely a fan of the art. I like how it's being done. I sometimes like the darker comics, the way they're black and white. So if you do it right, it comes out really nicely. That's what we're seeing here. A very well put together collection of worlds, because the one thing that's interesting about this book is it does bring together a different group of people that interact, and you're going to see that as the story gets bigger. And I can just tell by the writing how deep this story might go, and I'm assuming in a way. So I'm waiting for a lot of twists and turns with it. I am very interested in the mongrel character. He is the good guy, supposedly the vigilante that everyone loves, but there's just something about him that I think has happened to make him not so much of a good guy. And I want to see if they're going to explore that. Maybe he's lost its way. You have Joshua Metzger, and you have Gozgosh Pazlak, great guy. You also have Marcel Dupree being an editor on this. I believe he's a credited editor here. He's also owns and operates WrittenSiNs, and not to go over, but here is Marcio Della Verde. He is the letterer, so he was probably recently, because I didn't remember seeing him, and if I did, then I apparently just need more rest. There is also a backup story that you guys are going to get with it called Against the World, which is kind of interesting. So look forward to that, and you can read the first 6 pages right here. Now there are some T-shirts that are part of the rewards. We always look at the rewards: the Night of the Hunter, White Heat. So you got some interesting Sexy Beast. That's always a great title. You can get some of the, of course, WrittenSiNs brand comic books. So there's a lot to be offered here. It's an exciting project. I really am excited for everything that WrittenSiNs is bringing us. I think that they do a great job. I love the fact that the cost of living is the title of this one. They are over gold, so this is a successful Kickstarter, so there is no risk in backing it. You are going to get your book, and I can say that because I've gotten every book from WrittenSiNs that I have ordered. So please join me in supporting this by sharing, well, not just sharing, but talking about it on Facebook. So, you know, if you've read the first book, do what I'm about to do. Right? I loved the first issue and cannot wait to read this one. Help me spread the word and check out this amazing comic book. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Now you're going to go ahead and post that to Facebook. And you've just supported a creator. It doesn't take a lot, right? So we're going to move on to the Globalist. Now this we can watch for a few minutes, and after we're done watching it, I do have a press release I can read to you guys. So I'm already ready with that. So let's begin.
Welcome to IDN. My name is Margaret Ann Gates, and this is Interdine News, your news from every and total unification. Under the leadership of the United Nationalists, the world's superhumans have unified the entire world's governments into one global nation, the toppling of all nation states, governments, and elected officials, willing or unwilling. The United Nationalists, leader and strongest superhuman of this earth, stated, and I quote, "Such an act was necessary to bring total peace to the world. Religion and certain literature has been outlawed, and all language has been unified into English. Despite a small terrorist group movement called the Resistance, 99% of the world's population has embraced this newfound utopia." Now, in other news, Weavergate technology has made it easier for citizens to traverse the Powerverse and all its known dimes. Interdime vacationing has become a boom. Power Industries of Earth Dime 1 has announced that its corporate hero and heir, Will Power, will be undertaking a meet and greet to tour all known 10 dimes.
Right, so here's the part where we have to mute it, and we'll let the background play, is I read to you the press release. Wanting to put an end to the conflict, hunger, and endless wars of their dime, the League of Nations superhumans rebelled. Biting the very hand that fed them, they took control and waged war for what they called the one and final war against all of the world. Led by the empowered human named the United Nationalists, the superhumans easily won. Their new United Nations now controls the earth of Dime 10. However, a small band of resistance are fighting for freedom. But due to the new United propaganda campaigns, 99% of the world believe these rebels to be in fact terrorists, despite the rebels' attempts to regain power. The superhuman UN reigns hold fast and strong. They believe their conquest has truly brought the world to a peaceful stand. No more religion, only patriotism. Man speaks but only one language now, Esperanto. One voice, one nation, one earth. This is one. The power of the one through the strength of the all. Peace through unity. So that's it. And of course, you know, so, you know, something like this is kind of interesting, especially in the times we live where everyone's talking about politics more and more. It's kind of exciting to see comic books like this come out. I'm not saying they were influenced by it, but it just kind of gives you an idea of different ways that things could be or couldn't be, you know, like a glass ball of different ideas. And it doesn't seem like it needs to take shots at political fixtures. So it's always interesting to see that going on. I am a big fan of what's going on with the Powerverse so far. I've been very interested in the things that they're doing. We're going to just let this run on as I see. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to implant anyone with an idea, because we all have different political idealisms, but I can speak only for myself in saying the fact that just from watching this, of course, I'm on the rebel side. Freedoms, and I don't think you can have freedom while stifling other people. And it seems like that might be what's going on. Despite the best intentions of superhumans, I'm sure we'll see them overstep, and the globalists will wind up becoming something that they don't like, because with pure power comes pledge for the citizenship today. And no thank you, but I am going to check out the book. How's that sound? Sound like a fair trade? And this is, of course, from the Powerverse. They've got a great logo. That must have taken some doing right there with the Powerverse logo. I love that kind of twisting thing, and I'm envious of that kind of being able to do these graphics. Me too much time to figure out how to do them. Good logo too, strong logo. So check it out. We're gonna take a look at the Kickstarter. Of course, they got the Globalists right there. You can get it. You can 1 and 2. So there's going to be apparently 2 books. It says, and we are making moves with the Globalists. Stretch goals. Yep, they've already reached their goals, so they're about to unlock. a sneak peek of issue 2, Powers That Be. And we're going to read this quote. And there they stood, the liberations of division and hate, the unifiers of separation and variance. They had truly made the world one. And I hate that idea of one, because that always means that someone is going to be considered not good enough to be part of that. So, and it does look like that not all the superheroes are on board. So we'll have to check that out. And I think one of the superheroes is smoking. Ooh, they allow smoking in the one. We're going to watch this. So, I'm a man of my word. Right, take a look at this video footage. So I'm just nervous about the copyright of the music used behind it. Because when I Shazammed it, two things popped up, so I couldn't verify which one was which. So I'm just going to play on the side of caution. We're going to take a quick look at this. I mean, they don't look happy, do they? Happy in this world. So they're the rebels who are trying to. It's always funny, like you think of rebels, and a rebel's really only right if they don't win. They're often called terrorists and called trouble starters. You know what I mean? Like, you have to win as a rebel to actually make a difference. And when you're going against superheroes, that can't be easy in a world full of superheroes. But when you get people who have missiles on their arms, that's got to help. That's got to help. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of action in this book. Cool graphic. I dig the video. So if that doesn't sell you, I don't know what will sell you on that. But let's meet some of the creative team. You have the creator, Nigel the Title Flood. You have Dode Eke, Luis Rivera, Kevin Keane, Alan Goldman, and Luca Cicchetti. Sorry, I know that's wrong. So this is one. They have won banners, of course, on that famous building, which would be the White House. And One World or Else. Apparently different nations here. So one is right here. So these are all different nations, I guess, under control of a certain superhero. So ultimately, I don't think it is just one person. It's clearly there is some sort of division. And I wonder, is now divided into reigns under the control of the empowered humans. So I'm sure that's going to be an issue. And clearly he's spending some time in prison, and ooh, some dead people in Russia. So there's some content in here that's definitely worth a look if you guys are on the fence. They give you a preview of things to come. The art's there. It's kind of instantly drawing you in and making you want to know what's more going on with it. And there's just a ton more art. We go over some rewards, of course, t-shirts. You get prints 1 and 2 digitally, PDFs, building a universe from scratch. And here's a little look at the Powerverse, which dimes. You got different dimes. You got, all different things now. You got Pink Hammer. I haven't even heard of Pink Hammer. Blackout, Powers That Be, I've never heard of. So there's some cool stuff. Of course, I've heard of Palm. We all know about that. We all know about the Globalists. We're talking about it. I've heard of Marvelous, and of course, we know about Chess. Mega Woman, I've heard of. So it's a bunch of just things. And here's the group that brings you the Powerverse. And it looks like a fine group of creators right here. Something that is very big and bad. Paige is actually a friend of mine. He hung out with me a little bit near Comic-Con. And I'm in the Powerverse video. I don't remember the
It's baby. And I'm in.
Hi, I'm Justin Cristelli, creator of Red Knight and Martha Brown, and I'm in.
Rodney Giants, yeah. My character is Blue Jay.
Russ Walton, aka Grim Rascal, the creator of Lunchak here on Megalodon. We're in.
I'm Eric Leggs of Genesis Comics, and I am with Vince White and Powerverse.
Hi, I'm Andrew Hines. I've got Cerberus, Omega. And
Hello, Nigel Flood here. I'm creator of The Citizen and United Nationalists from Punt Press. And
Hi,
I'm in.
my name is Jerry Hines, creator of Supercross, and I'm in.
I'm in.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Vince White, creator of the Legend of Willpower. This is the Powerverse, and we're all in.
I'm just going to take a wild guess that that's some music that we can't play. So that's the Powerverse, you guys. Looks awesome. Whole bunch of cool stuff going on. You can see it's a whole dime universe coming to life. So be part of it today. Join the Globalists. Okay, so Victoria Black. I was watching this before. Unfortunately, the entire video has copyright stuff. So we can't listen to any of it because they put it underneath even him talking. So Dan Garcia is the artist. Let's see what else we got. We got some rewards. That's Bradley on the screen right now. You got Jamie Mendoza, the letterer. Memo Rigaldo, I think, is the colorist. And then that's Victoria Black herself. And that's New York City, my old hometown. Some cool action scenes. She's a cold, calculating killer, but when her family's on the line, she has to take things into her own hand. And it is as well part of Powerverse. You guys can see some graphics for it right there. And there's some art. There's a beautiful picture of New York City that I was talking about. Here are the operatives, the team behind it, and here are some cool rewards. You get the Powers That Be book as part of this. So, and it's part of the Powerverse. This is just a painting of a poster, I believe. I'm gonna have to mute this here just in case. All right, let's take a look at what we got right here.
Communicate with me, your character, how they look. If you have images of them, they're going to be put in a stance with every other character that's on this pledge level. Now, we're not going to print this poster, but what we're going to do is we're going to send the files out to you. So you can print as many of these posters as you like. So once again, you will get the first issue of Victoria Black. You will get the PDF version of issue 1 of the Powers That Be. You will also get your dime map. It's a PDF. And you will also get this poster, which at high res, which will allow you, and we give you the print rights to print as many as you like, okay? And do what you want with it, all right? It will feature your character, drawn by me, Vince White, okay? Let's get this thing popping. We got 15 days. And if you pledge this $30, you have until the 29th to pay for this, okay? So there's no pressure right now for money. Put your pledge in, say this is what you want. And at the end, if we make goal, I'll be getting all your character information and we're going to get this poster on and popping, all right? So, information and we're going to get this posted on and popping, all right? So once again, thank you for the Powerverse and myself. And remember, until next time, be powerful.
That's pretty cool. So you guys can actually have your own characters drawn in if you're a creator. And let's just take a quick look at where they're going. Hopefully they're close to getting funded. Well, they got 10 days to go. They're almost 50%, so that's not a horrible place to be with 10 days to go. Let's make sure that we get to help them out. So spend some time today on Twitter and give it a tweet. Send it out there into the world to see. This has been an interesting project because I like to see the New York City. We watched it become part of the Powerverse during its journey. So it's already been able to already change because of Kickstarter, which is kind of damn cool. So great graphic there. And I can't believe I said that. In 2018, I want to reduce, if not eliminate, my use of the term Black, check it out today. Don't be an like me, and back it now. We're going to go over our list one more time, but this time in reverse order. Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, second edition, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding, is now available on Amazon for you to learn from. Victoria Black is the world's most dangerous assassin who must protect her family from the organizations from which she works. You only have till the 26th for that. The globalists, superhumans, now control the UN, and with it, the world. Help the rebels by pledging today. That is already funded, so be part of the winning side. That ends in 5 days. Metzger and Pozlak presents Villain #2. It's the Noir edition of the pulp crime comic book about a retired villain, Gil, trying to turn a new page while the deck is stacked against him. Serious and real. Again, this has been fully funded already, so now you can just get your copy today and know it's on its way. This ends in just 2 days. And remember, supporting Kickstarter only takes a single $1. It's $1 that will help you show support, attract attention, help fund projects, support indie creators, and help create new worlds. This has been Kickstarter Last Right program on January 15th, 2018. Please join us on Wednesday for Kickstarter Talk, where we'll talk not only about these projects, but other projects that didn't make the Kickstarter Last Rights list. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon. All right, we're off with Kickstarter land. Goodbye, YouTube. On Kickstarter Talk Day.